All right. Okay. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Dontavious, aka DT, and I know it's been a long time, but I'm back in action. I'm back here with another video, man. Currently in Atlanta. So yeah, let's get into it. We got an indoor season recap. I'm gonna be doing a part one and a part two to this. Part one will be indoor season, and part two will be the outdoor season, just so I can talk to y'all a little bit about how my season went and pretty much what's to come. So I'm gonna be looking at my phone a little bit because I'm looking at my stats of the season, so I can kind of talk through each competition. Search myself up real quick. I love Googling myself, bro. I love to Google myself. It's just such a cool thing to see some of the things you've achieved. But season history, starting from 2023 indoor season. We started off the season, we went to Clemson. It was a Clemson invite. I came in at an opening height of 6'10" and 3/4, and it was the only bar I cleared. It was my first competition back of the year, first competition with my new coach. Started at 6'10" because, that's like a championship height that I usually come in at. And I guess my body wasn't as ready as I thought it was, or my mental or whatever. I was tight out there. And I came in at 6'10" and 3/4, and that was the only bar I cleared that day. I cleared it on my second attempt out of frustration, like, oh, I gotta clear this thing. And I went and cleared it, and I ended up getting second place that competition to one of my good friends, CJ, at Campbell University. So that's how that went. Moving forward, Vanderbilt Invitational. All right, at this competition, I was back for vengeance. I was trying to do a whole lot better than I did the week before, and really just try to scrape the surface of my true potential, because the effort that I had put in the week before, jumping 6'10", it was subpar. So went to Clemson, ended up jumping 7'3". I came in at a lower height than I usually would. I came in at like 6'6", and I did the clap every attempt. Every attempt I was clapping, trying to get the crowd into it. Honestly, because I was really looking for some fire, so I kept the crowd into it the whole entire comp, all the way till I cleared 7'1", 216, and I was the only one left in the competition. So after I jumped 216, I moved the bar up to 7'3". I was jumping against Ali, very talented, skilled jumper. He did a really good job at in that competition. Ended up PRing this year too, so very good jumping against him. But continuing on, so also that 221.73, that equaled my indoor personal best, which was a cool thing, great thing under my new coach. Moving on, Texas Tech Open. After this, after coming the week off, after coming from a PR, I'm truly expecting to go higher. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that I'm not gonna jump higher than I already have. So it's like, okay, I'm going to Texas Tech. Everybody always talking about Texas, like, oh, Texas is so good. Texas is at high altitude. This is a beautiful track, best track in the country. Went out there, jump 6'11" and a half. Come on now. That's all mental, like letting all this outside external things get to me, like, oh, this track is at altitude. You should jump higher here. You PR last year at this track. This track isn't as good. None of that matters, man. None of it matters, man. That's just talk. Everybody just be talking. It don't matter. Competing is competing, no matter where you at. Whether you in the dirt, the grass, or on the track, you gotta compete. So I let some of that get to me. I was dealing with a few pressures, and I ended up jumping 6'11" or so, and other guys had really good meets, so I was really disappointed with that. Very, very disappointed. But moving forward, indoor season, went back to Clemson the week after or so and jumped 7'1". I jumped against who would be the SEC champion later on in the season, and I also jumped against a guy who competed well both indoors, outdoors, Trey Allen. So I jumped against Ushan Pereira and Trey Allen, both very skilled, great jumpers with PRs of 7'5" and 7'6". But jumped against them boys. I ended up taking third place. I jumped 7'1". Still didn't feel like myself out there. I just didn't quite feel like I was putting out my best jumps, because last year I was consistently 7'2", 7'3". So this year, indoors, after jumping 6'10", first meet, then coming out with 7'3", like, oh, I think I'm back. Then I go to Texas Tech, jump 6'11", then I come back out here. I'm kind of getting back into the groove, but I'm still not quite feeling like myself. End up coming away with 7'1", again, third place to two jumpers that I know I'm going to have to go up against in the championship. So That wasn't the best feeling. I had a lot of teammates in the crowd supporting me, but that's just more my competition, more learning I had to do, understanding that you just can't always be on top. Um, Moving forward, we had after Clemson, it was SEC championships. SECs. I ended up jumping 6'10" in 3/4. One of my worst performances at SEC since my freshman and sophomore year. Mind you, I'm a fifth year senior at this point. Ended up jumping 6'10" 3/4. I just did not quite have my legs in the competition. I don't know why. I don't know if it was the nerves. I don't know if I just wasn't learning my approach correctly. All I know is I did not perform. And I thought that was something that I could not do. I thought there would never come a time again where I wouldn't be able to perform on a big stage. Um, I just thought that was just no longer existent after what I did last year. I mean, a lot of things I learned this year was that regardless of what you've already done, that doesn't mean that you can never go back below that. It wasn't that, oh, I thought I was just so good. It was just that when you reach a certain level, you just feel like you can't go backwards. And when you do, it just feels like it's wrong. Like this shouldn't be happening. So that was kind of what happened at SEC championships. Ended up finishing like sixth place. I knew I was a better jumper than I finished at, but hey man, it was just what it was. And moving on, I had already qualified for NCAA's. Mind you, I was the 16th place qualifier because I jumped 7'3" earlier in the season at the second meet at the Vanderbilt Invitational. So I was hoping I was going to get in, but it was a part of me that was like, I didn't jump good this year. I don't even think I deserve to get in. And that was a sad part of me talking. Like that was the unmotivated part of me talking, because you should be grateful for any opportunity that you get. Like I should have been excited and pumped up about that, but I was so ready just to be done with the season, indoor season, because I feel like this was just such a bad experience and this is not what I wanted, instead of just seeing everything as an opportunity. So I went into it and I tried to change a few things and try to get on track, and I ended up jumping 7 feet and a half. Ended up finishing 14th place. Had the opportunity to get jump 218. I had the opportunity to jump it. I got three good tries at it. I was just too far out from the bar. Suffered a slight knee issue the day before, just like this slight knee issue, like that was uncomfortable. So it was just unfortunate, but it was also a learning experience for me. Um, Me not performing at the championship, it really hurt me because, like I said, once you get to a certain level, you feel like you can't go backwards. And I feel like I was just going backwards, and I just did not understand how this was the case. I'm bigger than I ever have been. Like I'm much more strong, more explosive. I worked harder this year than I ever have. Like all of these things, I was doing better than I did last year, but the performance wasn't showing it, and I didn't know what to think of that. But that was just the process. It's just a process. That's what faith is for. You got to have faith in God and have faith in your abilities and have faith that things are going to get better and the hard work going to pay off. And my faith was, I had wavering faith. It was a sometiming. I was sometiming out there. I couldn't smile when I was competing. I was looking sick. I was looking scared. I was looking like afraid of what I would do, because I feel like I had all these external things on me, and me wanting to look good for other people, me not wanting to let my competitors see that I have a losing side of me or that I'm not this great thing. We're gonna stop there. Well, no, we're not gonna stop there. We're just gonna go ahead and talk about NCAA championship since we made it this far. So after SECs, then it was NCAA championships in 2 weeks. Like I said, went out to NCAA's, jumped 215, and barely missed 218. I was devastated. But that was the closer on my 2023 indoor season. It was definitely not what I expected at all. I was definitely looking forward to the outdoor season after that, but little did I know I would learn some of the biggest lessons of my life from everything that happened to me during that indoor season. From having a coaching change, becoming bigger, stronger, faster, more explosive than I ever have, and performance not following, changing my approach, uh, just all kind of stuff that happened to me and that I did, and other things that I let affect me externally. That literally changed my life, in the way that I view the sport and the way that I approach things, especially after having so much success on the front end the year before, just to see what can happen on the other end of all of that. So I learned a lot from that, and I know I've been gone for a minute, but this is my first video back. Just wanted to throw that indoor season out there, let y'all know what happened. Make sure y'all subscribe if y'all like this and y'all want to see a part 2. I will be dropping a part 2 very, very soon. I will be posting on YouTube a whole lot more. And if y'all haven't already, please follow me on Instagram at Dontavious Hill. Y'all know we blue checked up. Finna hit 100K on Instagram if you haven't already by the time I post this video. But y'all go mess with me on there, man. We're going to hit 100K on YouTube one day, but first we got to get to 2K, 3K, 5K, 10K, and so on. But I love y'all, man. Like I said, it's your boy Dontavious, aka DT, and we out of there.